Hello and welcome to the Work for Change podcast. I didn't peek.
You didn't.
Are you happy about that?
Normally the podcast starts like this. Oh, welcome to the...
I don't
you
know.
just scream as loud as you possibly can.
I don't know how to convey excitement without screaming. I think you need to like I just want you to imagine what my wedding day is going to be like.
When you ask them to marry you, where you're like, will you marry me?
Well, yeah, because apparently everyone in the world was there for that.
Yeah, that was
for that proposal.
That was loud. So, okay.
My name is Jean, spelled like Gene,
and my name is John with a silent H. It's sad because now whenever I meet someone that's named John in real life, I say, "Do you have a silent H?"
Oh no!
And then I tell them about the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to start. First off, we wanted to start by saying huge thank you to everyone that got a shirt. The dude's shirt sold out in 15 minutes. Every single size was gone. So that was awesome. We expected the women's stuff to...
To be fair, to say it sold out in every single size means one person bought one in each size.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just kidding.
No. There was, well, in the large... Yeah,
it was very limited.
In the largest sizes, yeah, we had basically...
We had about two.
We had a few, yeah, but then like towards the middle sizes there was more. But yeah, I mean, again, they were super limited, so I know it sounds like it's cool to say they sold out, but it's not like we sold thousands of them. But there are still a few of the girls' tanks.
We can say this. We definitely sold tens of them.
Yes, we did. We sold tens of shirts.
We sold tens of shirts.
We sold tens of shirts. So we just wanted to say huge thank you to everyone that got those. That was really unexpected. And like even the people, Beastworks, who were like helping us with all that, they were like, we've never had this many guys on the site.
Oh, nice.
But then I told them, I was like, well, I think that a lot of girls are probably buying the guy shirts too.
Yeah.
Because a lot of girls like just wearing regular guy shirts.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
but the thing that's good is now we know. So I think in the future we'll just make sure that we make guy stuff.
Yeah, now we know that we're not going to make girls merch. Cool.
As much of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you are a girl and you wanted to get a tank or something like that, it'll be at beastworks.co, Work for Change. It'll be in the show notes or whatever, so you can check that out. But we wanted to start it off again like old school with a review. So this one is coming from Nick from GA. It's Georgia, right? Is that Georgia?
Yeah.
Nick from GA. It says, love it, guys. Keep up the good work. I've been on my own journey for about 2 months now to be more healthy. Started out at 325 pounds and way out of shape. He put way in caps. I am down 25 pounds as I type this, and you guys help me keep me motivated. Keep up the good work. So thank you. That's from Apple Podcasts, which all the reviews are from. So yeah, thank you again for that review. If you do want to leave one, we appreciate it. And
it helps us out. It helps bring us back in the charts, and then people who are like in the health, they're like, oh, I need to find a podcast to listen to. What it does is it kind of puts us there.
Yeah, because like
okay,
a lot of people with podcasts, don't like. I know for me, right, when I first got into podcasts, I had no idea what podcasts there were, so I would go into health and just scroll.
Exactly.
And so if you're not in the top, there's that you'll never be there. So that's why we ask for the reviews, because it helps us get into that top. So people that don't know us find the podcast and then they realize I'm not going to listen to this podcast anymore. But we're just trying to get that one listen, and then they never come back.
We don't care if they come back.
No. We just need that one listen from the start.
I've been listening to a lot. I've been like with Endgame coming out shortly. I've been watching and listening to
the Avengers
lot. Movie? Yeah. I've been listening to a lot of nerd podcasts. I mean, that's what they call themselves, like nerd podcasts, pop culture, whatever. And
nice save there.
And videos. Yeah. I mean, I don't
want them to come for me.
Yeah. Well, I don't consider. I've never been a comic book fan. I read some, but it was never like my biggest thing. Mm-hmm. So when I go to these movies, I enjoy them for the movie. Yeah. Like I don't have this like backlog of like it needs to ring true. I literally just enjoy the movie and I enjoy the story and I enjoy. But I was never like a huge comic book nerd. But I did read some. But anyway, you said scroll. Mm-hmm. And automatically, because the scroll were in Captain Marvel, and so I immediately start thinking about scroll, and then my mind is just no longer on fitness. So how about we make a podcast that is half comic book stuff, half fitness?
We would know nothing about the comic book stuff.
Yeah, so half of it would be empty.
So it's just a 15-minute podcast.
Okay, cool.
And also, I saw a movie that had a superhero in it. Yeah. I'm actually really excited about Shazam, because the reviews for it
I heard is
really good. And it's funny because back in the day, this is something I do know a little bit about, Shazam was actually called Captain Marvel but then they had to switch it to Shazam because he said Shazam anyways when he got his powers. Because the whole thing about Shazam is he's a little kid that he went to a magician. I might butcher this a little bit, but he went to a magician. The magician said, "Say my name and you'll get my powers," basically, right? So now whenever this kid, Billy Batson, says Shazam, he turns into what used to be Captain Marvel, but now they just call it Shazam.
Spoiler.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, spoiler.
I knew nothing about him, and now I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. But I'm really excited because for me, I've always been more of a fan of DC characters. So my favorite superhero of all time is Green Lantern. The reason he's my favorite was literally because when I was a kid, green was it still is my favorite color. But I don't like. Do people still have favorite colors when they're older?
I don't.
Green is like if someone asked me, it's green because it was when I was a kid.
Mine's black.
Yeah, like your soul.
Yeah.
But so Green Lantern was my favorite,
the Dark
and then the thing that bummed me out was his movie was so bad, and so I'm still salty.
No,
about that,
you should ask Ryan Reynolds how he feels about that.
I know, yeah, right.
Okay, so we literally are turning into that half.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
Anyway,
well, no, I didn't get to finish.
Okay,
I'm really excited about Shazam coming out,
yes.
and so yeah, the
I'm
whole thing is I've been really bummed that the DC movies haven't been as good as the Marvel movies.
Yeah, I think
so. Luckily, it looks like Shazam is starting to sway that the other way, which is nice.
Yeah. Well, they're also
Jeez, man,
like
cut me off.
Yeah, sorry. They're also like with James Gunn, who is now going to be directing Suicide Squad 2. I'm really excited about that because they had so much high hopes for Suicide Squad and kind of fizzled out. So Suicide Squad 2 is actually going to be a reboot of Suicide Squad. They're trying it again.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be?
Yeah, it's a reboot of Suicide Squad. So
That's
it's not Suicide Squad 2.
What's crazy is because it had so much potential. It had
Exactly.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Will Smith is one of my favorite people on the planet, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
100%.
He's one of our people that we want to get on the show, like one of our dream guests,
yeah.
right? And so the fact that movie did so bad, and it just blows my mind because everyone says of how much Jared Leto did to be the Joker and stuff, and he was in there for like 3 minutes or something. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I'm excited that
things worked against it.
That is James Gunn, is he the same person for
Guardians of the
Galaxy, right?
Who wrote it?
He was able to come back too because there was that whole. I don't want to get into that, but that's good. I'm happy that he's back for that too because Guardians of the Galaxy are. Those movies are so much better than they're supposed to be. I feel like I remember the first time I saw Guardians of the Galaxy, I was blown away because I was like, oh, this is gonna be whatever. Who even are these characters? Never heard of any of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then the movie was literally one of the I think the only Marvel movie I like more than the Guardians of the Galaxy movies is Thor Ragnarok, which I just watched again yesterday.
So
before yesterday.
What's funny with Thor Ragnarok is the guy who, after James Gunn left disgracefully, was asked to go away.
Yeah. If you guys want to know more about that, you can Google that. We're not going to get into that.
They immediately were like, oh, well, we know who we want to do the third Guardians of the Galaxy, the guy who did Thor Ragnarok, because it's the very same feel. The guy was like, nope.
I'm not touching that with the 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either, man.
They're like, not doing that.
Well, because all of the actors, I don't want to say all, but a lot of the actors and actresses, like Chris Pratt was one of the main people, was like, if he's not coming
Batista
back.
was one of the main.
Oh, yeah. If he's not coming back,
I'm not going to be on it.
But they were contractually obligated, but it was basically like, I'm going to do really bad.
Yeah.
And so it's been, I think that was like a year ago, and then it was finally almost a whole year later, they said, okay, well.
Yeah, just released like last Friday or Monday or something that he's coming back. So, woohoo. Anyway.
Yeah. This is I don't care. I like
that
talking
was all
about
about
this stuff.
Scroll. That was because Scroll.
Oh, yeah.
You said Scroll, and that's where.
Because we have ADD, John.
Yeah.
I do. I really do. Do you remember when I used to have to take medicine?
You had ADD, and our sister, had ADHD.
Yeah.
And I was like,
what?
I'm sure I have something.
Yeah.
I have a lazy eye.
I used to have to take Ritalin when I was in when we went to Carol's, which was like a daycare here, right? But I remember I was so the pills were tiny pills, and I would have to take one in the morning and then one at lunch when I was at school. And so in the morning, because I literally would like refuse to take it, they would put in like ice cream, and I would just eat the ice cream, and then that's how I took my pill. And then it's funny because the nurse that actually helped me take the pills in school goes to our church, and I see her all the time, and she used to help us out a lot. So because growing up we didn't have much money, and she would bring clothes because I was bigger. I was already bigger in elementary school, so I couldn't fit into a lot of clothes. And back then, I'm not sure if they still do this, but they do like husky sizes for kids. It was literally like size 4 husky. I don't even know what that means, right? And then so she would bring in a ton of in garbage bags and like have me try it on during lunch and stuff. So that was cool, random, but yeah, that's why ADD. Yeah, and I stopped taking it because the Ritalin made me feel like I was a zombie. I did not like that at all.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I never took Ritalin, but I know it's like,
dude, it was
rampant.
It was, now it's it's super rampant. But it was.
I mean, people take it for anxiety, right, and like stuff like that.
I
like
don't know. I don't
like,
want to act like I know anything about that stuff. I actually had another recent, very recent encounter with drugs. I went whale watching with Sharissa, and I wasn't gonna take anything for the seasickness because like I'd been once before, a long time ago when I was a kid, and I was fine. I didn't throw up or anything like that. But then they were saying like the water's gonna be pretty choppy today, so if you have anything, take it right now. And I was like, okay, I'd hate to not take it. We have it, and if I didn't take it and throw up, I'd be really annoyed with myself. So I was like, okay, I'll take it. So she gave me 2 pills, and I was just like, okay, that's what you take, right? It was Dramamine is what it's called. I ended up taking it, whatever, but I didn't know that it makes you groggy and tired because basically what happened after that was I fell asleep a little bit on the way back, like coming back from the sea, right, for about 10 minutes.
And she did not hesitate posting.
No, she put me all over Instagram, right? Which is fine. That was funny. But then we went and got food, and I felt like whatever. But then when I was driving home from eating, I legit was about to pass out. I could not believe how tired I was, right? And then I finally got home. I ended up taking a nap for like 2 hours until like 8 p.m., and then she ended up, like, we weren't going to nap. We were going to, like, watch a movie. We both woke up, and she had to leave and do something. So she left. And then I, like, literally was up for an hour, ate a little bit of food. And then I was thinking, man, it's going to be so hard for me to go back to sleep because, like, I took a 2-hour nap. But then I fell asleep the whole night. Like, and then I woke up the next day still feeling tired. And at this time, I didn't know that this stuff makes you tired. So I thought there was something wrong with me or something. I didn't know what was going on. Then I looked it up, and apparently it, like, makes you groggy. But, yeah, that's my whole story of that. That was fun. Just make sure you understand what's going on in your body, kids, I guess is the moral of the story there.
It's funny that, like, one day of, like, feeling kind of off, and you're just like, well, I guess I'm dying. Like, what?
This is it for me. This is the end.
Were we just talking to someone? We were just talking to someone, and they were like, I don't remember. Basically, they were kind of unhealthy, I think. And it was, so I was talking to a friend, and he's like, he's a lot healthier now, but it was before when he was unhealthy. And, like, he always was, like, paranoid that, like, he was going to get cancer or that he was going to get diabetes. It was diabetes. And because he was bigger. He was bigger. And so anytime he was at home and he got a headache, he's like, oh, well, I got diabetes now. That was, like, his very first thing was like, oh, I guess I've got the diabetes.
It's the diabetes, guys.
The diabetes has got me.
That's so funny. It's funny because when I was heavier, I mean, I got to a point where, like, anytime I had chest pain, I felt like, I might have a heart attack now and die. But, like, before that, I was really in denial. So I literally was, like, having signs. Like, when you become diabetic, especially, like, is it type 2 that you do to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Type 1 is what Sam has. Yeah. So when you become type 2, like, a lot of times your hands will start to scab and your feet will start to scab because of the blood flow is messed up or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I was starting to get really, like, scabby feet. But I was just like, oh, it's just sweaty and like it's because I sweat a lot and but yeah, I was like the opposite of like I would always explain everything away like, oh, it's definitely not that when it was probably that.
Do you know what my one of my biggest weaknesses with CrossFit is?
Losing to me.
You don't want to say that after today, but it's that I don't ever go balls to the wall. Like I don't leave.
You don't have it. You don't have that in your like. You have it, but you don't have it when you're by yourself or like if someone's not screaming at you. Like you do really well. Like in that workout, right? It was 19.2 when I was there, literally moving you and being like, you can do this because like it's like you get in your head and you're like, nah, I can't go any faster. When it's like you absolutely can.
So today's workout was really fast, really fast
for you.
It was 3 rounds, 20 shoulder overhead, 20 pull-ups at the shoulder overhead 95-65. So
and it was just regular pull-ups. It wasn't chest.
Yeah,
exactly. So it was like supposed to be really fast. So it was supposed to be a sprint.
So I'm already thinking like, okay, this is gonna be a fast workout. The coach goes, "This is gonna be a fast one, so it should be sub 5, Jean." And I'm like, oh crap! Like, dang it! Oh no, this is gonna hurt.
I was gonna pace this.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to go fast, but it was like fast for me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And so,
go fast.
So 20 unbroken, 20 unbroken, 20 unbroken, 10, 10. And then I ended up doing 10, 10, and then 10, 7, 3. Like, that at that point, my body was literally falling apart on me. And I got 410. Super fast. Almost like a little over a minute around. You know what I mean? Like a minute, 20 seconds around. So super fast. I was in a bad place for like 20 minutes. Like, not only did I feel like my biceps and my forearms were going to fall, like, we're going to, like, create a ball and then rip out of my skin.
Yeah.
But, like, chest-wise, like, I was hurting. And I literally was about to Google, like, can you have a heart attack if you're healthy? Like, because I was, like, legitimately, I was outside taking laps for, like, 20 minutes because I could not breathe. And so when you said heart attack, it's like,
am I dying?
like one side is like,
can I die?
If you're extremely like overweight, you're like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Or if you're like at the other extreme, and it's like I'm working out, and I'm like, I'm gonna give myself. And I started thinking like, well, Bob Harper, like he did CrossFit, and he had a heart attack.
Gosh.
I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack right now. I think I'm dying because I never, ever, ever. Even when I'm doing Fran, I'll like kind of be far away from the bar, so I have to walk over to the pull-up bar. Like I just don't go to that intensity.
Why?
I'm trying now because I know how bad it hurts after.
That's why?
Yeah, 100%. I know.
Did you figure that out today, you think?
No.
Because you thought you were going to die.
I always knew. That's why I never allowed myself, because I always knew that it would hurt that bad. And then today I'm like, I'm going to let it hurt that bad. Like I'm just going to go for it. And it hurt bad. But I just kept thinking about Matt Frazier had a quote once in an interview where he was like, in 10 minutes later, you're going to feel the same no matter what. And he lied because 10 minutes later, I was still in pain. But about 20 minutes later, then I felt fine.
We're going to need to get Matt Frazier back on the podcast.
I need to.
Excuse me, Matt.
I need to clear the air.
I'm going to have a word with you, sir.
I have a bone to pick.
You lied to me, all right? And we are going to settle this.
I trusted you.
I trusted you, and you broke that trust.
That hard work did not pay off in that moment. No, but it actually.
You liar.
Yeah. But
you sit on the throne of lies, Matt Frazier.
I legit was going to like Google, can you be healthy and have a heart attack?
Did you see the April Fool's Day prank that Rich Froning played?
So I didn't.
My heart started racing when I first saw it, and then
really?
I realized, yeah.
So Kyle felt really bad because he told me about it. Because he's like, Sam went up to Kyle, our coach. He's like,
well, let's explain what the April Fool's Day joke was for the people that may not have seen it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
today, the day we were recording is April Fool's Day.
Yeah. So and it's going to be coming out the day after, right?
Yeah.
So, Rich Froning, 4 times game champion. A lot of people say he's the greatest ever. He's been doing team for the past 4 years now, I think, something like that,
yeah,
3 or 4 years. And everyone's always like, you should go individual. You should go individual. You can go up against Matt Frazier, and it would be the best battle ever.
And the context is that his team has competed twice and still hasn't made it to the games.
Yeah. And so he's like, people are saying like, oh, this might be. Well, he doesn't have a ticket yet, technically, right, for a team. Yeah. He does individually. He was top 10 this year. So he basically put out a post that said, I'm going to be going individual. Was basically the thing. It was a April Fool's Day
Click
joke.
the link in the bio.
Click the link in the bio. It was the April Fool's Day joke. There we go. I just wanted to explain that.
Yeah. So
it would have been like MJ coming back when, Kobe was killing it and being like, we're going to go up against each other in the CrossFit realm.
Yeah. So Sam loves April Fool's Day. And she gets her work. She gets everything all the time.
She thinks it's the funniest thing ever.
She does. And so, but she can't finish the joke.
She can't. She's like,
She'll if she were to if we were April Foolsing that this was the last episode.
Yeah.
We'd be like, all right, we just want to let you guys know that this is the last episode of the Work for Change
and
podcast.
Then April Fools. She just says it like you don't even have time to react to it.
Yeah. So she goes up to Kyle, our coach. We work out at 6:30 in the morning. He's always coaching 6:30. He's like our coach. So she goes up to him and she goes, hey, I just want to let you know, I just found out that I'm pregnant and this is going to change how I train, blah, blah. And so she's like speaking this and Kyle's already like, okay, so I still want to work on intensity now, but then later as he's already processing everything. And she's like, I just want to let you know that I'm pregnant and that's going to change the way that I'm training. April Fools. Literally and then so that's why he said oh yeah, he's like, you got me, that was a good one. He's like, I also got by the Rich Froning one this morning. He's like, you know what I'm talking about? And I'm like, no. He's like, dang it.
Yeah.
Almost
so he told you,
it's almost like a spoiler.
He spoiled the April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
but when I first read that, my heart was like, what the heck? Because that's a thing, right? He hasn't technically qualified as a team yet, but he has as an individual, so all he has to do is just accept the invitation. So, obviously a lot of people are, freaking out about it and wondering.
And that's hard. I mean, I'm surprised how dedicated he is to his team. Should I be surprised? No. Maybe surprised is the wrong word. He's very dedicated to his team, no matter what. And so It's
maybe not surprised. You're just like taken aback, or
yeah, I'm like impressed.
Impressed. There
yeah.
we go.
Because he, like, his invite expires, right? Like, it's not like
I don't think you can just be like, oh, my team didn't make it. I want to go now.
No, you have to approve like within a week or 2 weeks.
Really?
I'm gonna go, and then that's when they start doing all the steroids and the video
They
tests.
And then that's when they get on cycle and freaking start just syringing that stuff in.
That's when they really start doing the steroids tests, the tests. And
how do you know this, Sean?
Yeah,
are you in there just like?
All I'm saying is, if I were to do steroids, this would be the time. Like, that'd be so funny. Like, if someone gets busted and they're just like, yeah, it just started like a week ago, and then you know that this is when we start testing. I didn't think it would show up. I thought this is the time to start steroids.
That's what Sean said.
Yeah. I was listening to the Work for Change podcast. But he has a certain amount of time. And so it's like, it's not like he can like always keep that in his back pocket. Mm-hmm. He has the knowledge that he did qualify through, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like, if there was any doubt, like on an individual level, like he has it. Like, I made it to the games in like the top 10.
Top 10, he was 10th.
So that's pretty cool. So our whole intro is just shot. Technically we're supposed to have like an intro period, and then we were going to do a musical break, and then we were going to go into the podcast.
This is the podcast.
That's gone.
We don't have an intro.
We are straight into the podcast.
Yeah.
So we did want to talk about something. The first thing I wanted to say is I was a little nervous opening up this podcast.
Why?
Because typically I eat before everything I do.
Oh, no.
That is like a thing. Like, oh, I'm about to do something new. Let me either eat a meal or eat a snack. It's just like my mind is that way. It's not a good thing. I'm not saying like this is how you should live your life, is eat before everything you do. But for me, it's like a nice reset. like, oh, I did this. I took a break for food, and then now I started something else. I was like, what should I eat? I was like, you know what? I think I would rather eat something after the podcast and like work on the podcast while I'm eating, you know? So I'm not going to eat before the podcast. And in my mind, that was something I had to like overcome. I literally had to be like, it's okay, John. You're going to be fine. You're not going to starve to death. You're going to be
You're not. Yeah, you're going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was kind of interesting. It's like if you don't think about your habits, it's crazy how much of them rule your life. Mm-hmm. Because like I legitimately was like, where am I going to eat before the podcast? I was like, oh, I don't need to eat before the podcast. My brain's like, what do you mean you don't have to eat before the podcast? That's how you reset.
It's like the SpongeBob episode when they have like the files and just burning everything.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
he's changing it up on us.
So that was my little existential crisis leading into this podcast.
Well, it's because I think the reason that you're worried about it is because when you get hungry, you get one of the worst cases of hunger. Anywhere in the world.
know, and I keep on trying to blame it on like hypoglycemia and stuff like that, or like low blood sugar or something. And like now that Sam's diabetic, she can check that stuff, and it's like it's never dangerously outside of range. And it's like, dang it, I'm just a diva. Yeah. I'm like literally just complaining.
John, when he gets super hungry, he's probably not gonna be excited that I'm saying this, but he gets like very. I guess ornery is like the best word to describe it. He's like that old man. It's like, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know what it is. It's like when I'm hungry, everyone is against me, and they are preventing me from having a good time. Like you know what I mean? Like.
I just want to have a hot tub full of hot fudge.
Yeah, or something.
Roll around in it.
I just want to be happy, and this person is being annoying,
and all they're doing is talking.
And and it's like, don't they understand that I just want to eat? That's the only thing I want in life. And you, even if you're like trying to help me out, the fact that you are in my proximity or I have to do this thing means that you don't care about my happiness.
Or even if they're trying to help and decide where to eat. Because this is like what happens a lot of times. It's like you'll be hungry and we're trying to decide.
Because I know what I want.
Yeah, you want Chipotle. Nobody else wants that. Nobody else ever wants that.
I don't care. I have made a decision. I want Chipotle. I know it. It's simple. We don't need to talk about this anymore. Let's just get in the car. We don't even have to do that anymore. We can Uber Eats Chipotle and
wherever we're eating at.
Yeah, and we have 20 minutes later where we have still not decided that I want. So anyway, my brain automatically goes into panic mode.
Yep.
But I think
I'm really proud of you, man.
I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think you're going to be okay.
I did eat some chips before.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought I saw you eating something.
I ate like 10 chips.
5, 10, 20.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I might have finished the bag.
So what I wanted to talk about, now that we're actually getting into the podcast, I guess. So there was actually a video that I filmed that'll be going up actually the same day as this podcast. So,
hey, it's like we planned it.
But we didn't. I mean, we did. But so the title of the video, actually, I really don't know what I'm going to title it. But it's basically about the fact of like how losing weight can be a thing you're doing for self-love, but it can kind of turn into almost like a self-hate kind of tactic. Again, that is a working title. It'll be the longest YouTube title of all time. But so this was actually something I was thinking about doing, and it's been like a topic that's been in my head. And then this video popped up on my, you know how recommended on YouTube. It popped up and it said my weight loss journey, and it was this girl Elle Mills, who's like, she has like close to 2 million subscribers. She's been on a ton of channels. She was on Casey Neistat's because I suck. But so.
Oh, I think I remember her name. Oh wait, is she the blind one?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I guess that would. Nope. I guess that wouldn't fit our context.
Nope. But she's a big.
Oh, I know who Elle Mills is.
Okay. You sure?
Yep.
You got it?
Uh-huh.
You got it. You're good.
YouTuber burnout.
Yes.
Yep.
That was her.
Yep.
So, so she's had a ton of videos that have done really well. I mean, they're great videos. She's great at what she does. So, she used to be pretty overweight, and she recently lost a lot of weight. Apparently, I didn't really notice this. But she made a video on her channel that said my weight loss, and basically the whole topic of the video was, at first it was like this like boo doo 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 like really fun video, yeah. But then she kind of like cuts it, and then it's like, the reason I haven't talked about this is because I am not happy with how I lost the weight. I mean, this is all, you know, I highly recommend you type in Elle Mills weight loss, my weight loss, and then you'll find the video, right? But basically the video is about how she wanted to lose weight for a good reason, obviously to get healthier, you know, something that was important for her. But then she slowly started to realize that the things that she was doing to lose the weight and the ways that she was losing weight was very unhealthy. And this is like something that I've talked about this, you know, pretty good amount of times on my channel. You know, I started with the common sense diet when I started losing my weight. It was all about, I'm going to cut out soda, fast food, junk food, all the simple stuff. But then it turned into, basically, I'm going to cut out as many calories as possible. Calories are the enemy. I'm afraid of eating food, pretty much, you know. And she pretty much talks about how she got to that point. And she ended up developing, like, binge eating disorder. And so her video was basically about how, you know, she ended up going from I want to lose weight to now, like, she's lost the weight, but she's on this, you know, huge platform where she has tons of people asking, how did you lose weight? Oh my gosh, you look so great. Oh my gosh, you look so great. So that's like one of the things I kind of talked about in the video, which is crazy about weight loss, is because when you're morbidly obese, like she wasn't like gigantic or anything like that. She wasn't like, you know, 500 pounds or anything like that, but she was definitely overweight. But when you're overweight and like you've tried to lose weight a lot of times, obviously you have family and friends that have seen you struggle, you know, seen you try to lose weight and you failed. So she ends up finally starting to lose the weight, and obviously she has this huge audience, you know, close to 2 million subscribers. So people are starting to notice, and they're excited for her, and they're cheering her on. But she knows in her head the way that she's losing the weight is not something that she's proud of. So that's why she hasn't really talked about it very much, was because she felt like it was still something that she hadn't fully, like, she hasn't conquered it yet, you know? And so that's one of the things that I think a lot of people don't realize, is they think like, oh, they see all like losing weight is good for you. Losing weight's like this good thing. It's great for you. But what a lot of people don't realize is that you can start losing weight like with good intentions, but it can turn very, very sour very, very quickly. You know, if you're not doing it from the right spot, the right place mentally. If it's like I'm punishing myself, I need to lose this weight to be happy. I need to lose this weight to be, you know, a better person or whatever it might be. So that's kind of, I just thought it was interesting. I kind of wanted to hear what you thought about that. And
well, to bring it into your story, are you happy with the way you lost weight?
No. So yeah, good point. So in the video, yeah, I talk about how I wasn't like, I don't really talk about how I lost like the first 100 pounds, or like, you know, I kind of talk about it, but I don't give a step-by-step guide about it, because I'm not, I don't recommend that to anybody. Like the way that I lost weight was, again, like the common sense diet, cutting out the simple stuff, but then it turned into.
And this isn't something you talk about a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I've talked about it a little bit on the channel, but like again, I haven't gone step by step because I don't want people to think, because like I can see like the train of thought of somebody being like, okay, maybe it's not the best way, but it's worked for you. You've had your weight off for 6 years. But I really do think that for some reason, and I don't know why, but I'm some sort of like anomaly. And I'm not saying that because I'm better than anybody, but like I genuinely think that if 99% of people, if they tried to lose weight the way that I did, they would put the weight back on. But for me, I just kind of got lucky. I think through like, you know, finding weightlifting, finding, you know, bodybuilding and all that stuff. And then actually like being like, I actually want to learn about this. And because for me, when I find something that I want to learn about, I go all in on that thing. Right.
Yeah.
And I got really lucky that at first weight loss was like, oh, I'm just losing weight because I'm cutting calories. And I didn't really care about learning about it. It was just like, oh yeah, this is easy. But then I was like, whoa, this is actually really interesting. And then I started I got like addicted to learning about losing weight. But it got to a point where it was like even becoming noticeable to like our friends, right? So Nolan, he's my best friend, family friend since we were like 4 years old. He even started to notice, he's like, man, you're not really eating that much. And I kind of made a joke. I was like, yeah, you know, what I'm doing right now isn't healthy, but once I lose the weight, then I'll be able to figure it out. Once I lose the weight, I'll start eating more, because I'd be like barely eating anything all day. And that is a recipe for disaster. If that is your mindset when you're losing weight, I can almost guarantee you're not going to keep that weight off. Because if your thought is, I'm just going to lose the weight by, you know, crash dieting, like restricting as much as I possibly can, and then once I lose the weight, I'll figure everything out. I'm telling you, you're going to get to that like goal weight, whatever that might be, and be like, whoa, I am broken.
Yeah.
Like I am jacked up now. Because it's not like, oh yeah, I don't eat any food and then now I'm cool and now I'll just eat, you know, just a regular amount of food. It's like, no, I've been restricting myself for so long. Now I'm just going to binge like crazy because I finally got to my goal weight, in parentheses, you know, in quotation marks. And then you end up binging and you're gaining a bunch of weight, and now you're sad and you're upset with yourself. It's just this terrible cycle.
You've also just completely wrecked your body. Like your body has no clue how to respond to, you know what I mean? Like even if you do start like, okay, I've made my goal, or I'm happy right now, I can increase, your body's still like, oh, you know, like what are you doing? Like why are you giving me this? Like, are you going to starve me again? You know what I mean? Like it's like it literally starts just at like it freaks out. And there are benefits to, you know, sometimes when your body gets in a rut, like it's because it's so used to things that it's like, oh, this is how we do things. So when you like switch it up, like, you know, maybe like intermittent fasting or something like that, you do see some change because you've switched your body up. But when you're doing it like that drastic and that bad, it's like it literally leads to like negative things.
Oh, and I honestly, I don't even really think like, you know, like switching your body to trick your body. Like I don't really believe in that. Like I don't.
Where I'm at is like, if you normally squat 5 by 5 and you decide to do 8s, your body's gonna be like, what?
Yeah, because when it comes to like nutrition, it's
I'm
I'm always very wary of that, because then whenever you say that, right, and you might mean well, like people just end up being like, okay, every 2 weeks I need to completely switch up my diet. When what I've seen from people that are successful, it's like they do the same thing for a very long time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, like, they do something for a while and they're like, well, I'm not really happy with the results, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm not really happy with the results, I'm going to do this. But it's like, if you haven't stuck to something for at least 3 months, and like that's minimum.
Yeah.
You can't say it didn't work for me.
Well, it's like, you know, we have another person on our dream list, The Rock. He says he's been doing the same workout. You know what I mean? Like he literally has the same workout split. And he's been doing it for years. Like he doesn't add new movements. He doesn't, you know, it's just like, this is my back day, this is my bi day, this is my, or whatever. Like, and it really is like, there's power in that consistency. I totally see, like, it's hard because you have these fitness influencers who have done things the wrong way, whether it be starvation, whether it be steroids, whatever it is. There are people who have gained their results the wrong way, and then they sell something else. And it's like, I do hate that. I do hate that is a mentality and a thing that we have to like look out for. Especially, you can tell that like, what I do like about Elle Mills, because I totally know who she is now. Like yes, I get who she is. She cares about her audience. She cares about her content. She cares about, and so she doesn't want to deceive or lie to people. And I think that that's the big thing is like if you care about the people that you're creating content for, you're not going to want to manipulate them, you know, or pull something over their eyes. Like, you're going to want to be honest. And when being honest is being vulnerable, or when being honest is being, like, truthful about something that you're not proud of, it's really hard to want to do that, to even say anything. Like, you're not saying bad things, but you're also not saying good things.
Yeah.
You're just trying to remain silent.
When she kind of got to a point where, because of, it's like every comment almost on her videos, because like she didn't talk about it, but it was very obvious she'd lost a lot of weight very quickly, right?
Yeah.
And from what I saw, most of the comments were positive, not like, what are you doing to yourself or anything. It was like, oh my God, you look so great. Like, how did you do it? You know? And that's the thing that people deal with, is like, you could be struggling with an eating disorder, right? It could be bulimia, anorexia, binge eating, whatever it is. You can be struggling with that, but the response that you're getting is, wow, you look so great, or wow, I'm so proud of you. And I'm not going to sit here and say like that's wrong, because you know, if you're friends with someone that's been trying to lose weight and they're finally losing weight and you don't know how they're doing it, you're just like, cool, I'm happy for you, you know? And you shouldn't feel bad for saying that. Like, you don't know what someone's going through, you know?
I heard like you know how like if you think someone's pregnant, don't ask if they're pregnant kind of rule?
Yeah.
I heard the same thing with like weight loss. And it's like, I just don't know how I feel about that, because it's like, yes, if someone is like losing weight, like, mention it. But like, if that person then starts to feel like their only value is their compliments, and then as people stop complimenting them, they start realizing, oh, am I not doing as good anymore? Now I need to increase it, or now I need to. And it's like, it's that balance, because it's like, I don't ever think that, like, don't put something on you that is someone else's fault. Like, if someone else starts accepting compliments the wrong way, that shouldn't make you feel bad for giving compliments, you know? But at the same time, like, if you're adding value on the way someone looks versus who they are as a person, that's going to be kind of like, it's just a really weird, and we live in such a like trigger society.
Yeah.
And there are some, and again, it's for some things, it's good. It's glad that we're bringing attention to those things. But then there are other things where it's like, really? Like, how about you just take responsibility for how you process thoughts instead of getting mad that anyone else would even bring something up?
Yeah. And then bringing it back to kind of like the weight loss thing, I think that there's kind of some simple things that you can do. Like, if you notice someone is losing weight really, really, really fast, that's probably not good. So, you know what I mean? You can kind of talk to that person and be like, hey, how's everything going? Like, I noticed that you're losing weight, which is great, but it seems like you're losing weight really, really fast.
But if it's like 6 months in between seeing them,
exactly.
You're not gonna
That's
know.
true.
You know
what
I mean? Like,
it's true. Yeah. So it's an interesting situation, because again, you want to compliment that person, but that's why I'm kind of like so against when people. I don't really like when people say how fast they lost their weight.
Yeah.
Because, like, in the long run, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, I used to even have in my Instagram, like, right when I first started, I think it was, like, I put, like, 140 pounds or 160 pounds in a year or something, a year and a half or something like that. And because, like, in my head, it was like, oh, I'm so proud of how fast I lost the weight.
Yeah.
When, like, I was, like, the way I lost it was not good, but it was, like, that's what I was proud of. Now, you know, being 6 years removed from my weight loss, I realize that I truly do realize it literally does not matter how fast you lose it. It doesn't. What matters is how long you're able to keep it off, obviously, but then how much of that initial weight you're able to keep off, you know, the tools that you learn to be able to keep it off, whatever it might be. But yeah, like I've realized that like the quickness of it just doesn't matter. I mean, look at the classic examples of like The Biggest Loser, right? Like almost all of them, if not all of them, have put on the weight plus some. Yeah. And it's not their fault. That's why we've talked about The Biggest Loser. I really despise that show. But
I just want, like, if I was at like a rally, okay, and we were picketing something, my sign would say, like, work out when you're losing weight. You know, like just make sure you're working out. Don't stick, like, I understand it's scary in the gym. Whatever gym you're at. It doesn't matter. Globo gym, CrossFit gym, powerlifting gym, whatever. Like, I understand it's scary to go where the weights are. But, like, that is going to help you. Like, that is going to help your body burn more, and you're going to be able to, like, you know, weight training is going to help. It's like the difference between, like, if you put $10 of gas in a Chevy or $10 of gas in a Prius. Like, you can have, like, a super nice, like, Prius, but that Chevy's going to burn more, like a big truck. So you need to give it more food, more gas. And it's like, if you want to still be able to eat food, like, become that truck. Like, don't try to become like a little tiny small thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think that I'm very much obviously a proponent of, lifting and like working out, but the fact of the matter is like I've slowly started to realize that what worked for me and what might work for what I think for a lot of people, like there's just some people that it will never work for. It just like there's some
like
people,
weight loss or
no, like just like working out in the gym.
Okay.
Or like lifting weights. You know what I mean? Like I truly do think that's probably the best option, but if that's something that like the person that wants to lose weight is not going to do, it's just not comfortable for them.
Yeah.
I don't want them to think that they can't lose weight without doing that.
It is not as important as diet.
Yeah.
I still think just like even for your mind though.
No,
like,
yeah, I mean I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, but what I'm saying is
I'm not saying like the gym is the end all be all, but like find a hobby that is like find like a healthy habit. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like hiking if you really enjoy the outdoors.
Exactly.
Like do something.
That's what I'm all about, finding something you enjoy, and not everyone's going to enjoy the gym, which is fine.
Yeah.
But I think that it's at the same time you can't just try and go one time and say, I'm not going to join the gym.
Yeah.
Because I think that it's something that somebody asked us was about gym intimidation and dealing with that. And I think that something that's important to realize about that is that is literally one of the most normal things on the face of the earth, is to be intimidated, especially going into a new gym. I don't think that you should feel weird or like, even for me, I recently tried cycling, or what is that what it's called? Cycling?
I think so.
It's like when, riding a bike for an hour basically with a bunch of other people. And I was nervous. I was super nervous. And like, I'm used to being in gyms. I go to gyms all the time, but that was a completely different thing than I was used to. So like, it's completely normal to feel uncomfortable in the gym.
So I already told you this, but I was like so mad you decided to do that. Because we already got like, we both go to the same gym, we both do the same programming, so a lot of the times we have like post the same thing on the same day. Like today we both posted squats on Instagram, which is so stupid. Like, don't live your life because of what you're posting, but I get it. Anyway, like this week I was Googling what is it, like how much does it cost to drop into a like cycling, because there was this place that I was at. We were in Point Loma, and there was this gym right there, like a cycling place. And so I was like, oh, let me see how much it drops in. And then I was like, okay, well, we already spent this much money today. Like, let's not do that. It'd be a good idea. So I was already thinking about cycling. This would be awesome. Let's do cycling. And then this punk over here decides to like literally post the next day that he does cycling. I'm like, great. Now if I go cycling and I post about cycling, guess who I'm copying?
Me.
Yeah.
It's not we planned that for a whole week before that happened. So I don't want to hear it.
I'm just saying, I want to try it too. And I'm mad you did it first.
But you just wanted to put it out there. So
I wanted people to know that it was my idea.
I don't think that it was. But yeah, so when it comes to like going to a gym, like especially, so if it's like a normal gym, right? Like a normal Globo gym, 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, whatever you want to call it. One of my biggest tips is go in with a plan. Because if you go in and you're like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, well, obviously you're going to be more nervous, right? Yeah. So that's one of the things that's really cool about CrossFit, about like even the cycling things, or like even things that are like group fitness, whatever, right? Zumba, even if you want to do that, right? The thing that's nice about those is like the barrier to entry is really low.
Yeah.
Because literally all you have to do is walk into the door. You don't have to know anything else. Walk into the door, there will be someone there instructing you.
CrossFit.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I love it.
Yeah. So like that's but at the same time, I understand that it's more expensive.
Yeah.
So like something that people ask me a lot about is like, why does CrossFit cost so much more than Crunch Fitness, which is $10 a month? So the reason that it costs that much is because, one, there's not as many members at this gym. So obviously, like, for the gym to survive, it probably has to make it cost a little bit more. But like the main thing is that there's always a coach at every single class. So you're never going to be in the gym doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be.
Yeah.
But if you're there and you're like have no idea, you're always going to have a workout, and you're always going to have someone looking over you and correcting your form and there to answer any question that you have, and not trying like, because at the global gyms, if you ask a personal trainer a question, they might answer it, but then they're going to bother you constantly trying to sell their personal training, which is, I get it. It's a hustle. I understand.
Or they might they might limit the knowledge they give you.
Yeah, exactly. Right? They might give you, exactly. Because then again, that's a tactic.
They need to reel you in.
Yeah. So that's one of the main reasons, and then there's a ton of other things, but like that's probably one of the main things about CrossFit. And it's the same thing. Like if you try and get a month-long membership to like one of the cycling studios, I was looking it up. It's like $120 a month at least. You're not for unlimited. And then if you want to do less classes, it's less. But it's the same thing with CrossFit, right? So it's all kind of similar. It's like you're going in. So like if that's something that if you have the means to do that, right? If you have that kind of money, I would suggest going to a gym that's kind of like that. Mm-hmm. You know, and if you have a lot of money and you're like, no, I could just have a personal trainer, then obviously that's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
Get that. But if you're somebody that
But even like I would say, even if you feel like you don't have the money, prioritize it. Like if fitness is something that's important to you, try to find a way to prioritize that. Like I know it's like a stupid example or whatever, but like if it means cutting Starbucks out, then just do it. Like just cut it out for a little bit, do a month and see how it goes. Like brew your own coffee at home for a little bit. Like find any way that you can prioritize that chunk. Maybe when you get paid, put that aside first and then be like, oh, now I live off of this. Like, but just prioritize it. And that was a big barrier of entry for me was the cost when I started CrossFit. Like I was doing boot camp classes at the gym I was going to, because it was like, oh, well, it's cheaper than CrossFit. But once I realized, like, oh, I'm going to make this a priority, I haven't missed a month yet. You know, like, it's just a matter of reorganizing your priorities.
100%. So, like, that's one of the first things is, like, if you're nervous, find a gym that might be class-based or anything like that. But if you only have $10 a month or that's all you want to do, you don't want to do classes because you don't like people, which is very possible, right? That could be how some people feel. What I would recommend is, one, go in with a plan. So, like, literally don't be afraid to watch YouTube videos and say I want to do a chest day or a back day or whatever. Type that into YouTube. There will be videos, right? And then you can write down in a notebook or something, or even on your phone, on your notes app, this workout, this many reps. This workout, this many reps, right? And then if you've never been to that gym before and you're like, I don't even know where these machines are, start on one of the cardio machines, right? Just slowly, and then just scan the gym. That's what I did when I first started working out. I was way too afraid to do any of the weights, free weights especially, but even like the machines, I had no idea how to use them. So I would literally scan the gym when I would be on one of the cardio machines, and I scanned for a while. Like I just did cardio for a long time, and then I kind of figured things out, and then I would, honestly, this sounds creepy, but I would literally watch people and be like, okay. And then sometimes I would even ask, what is that working?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you just figure it out. Like, I think I understand that it's kind of nerve-wracking to talk to someone you might not know, especially if they like look like this huge like gym person, you know what I mean? But a lot of times, like, I know if someone would come up to me and I could tell that they were nervous or they had never been to a gym before and they were like, what does that do? Or I would be very happy to help.
Yeah.
And I understand people like, well, you're just really nice. But I really feel like most people I love helping people out that are just starting. And I feel like most people feel that way because it's just a good feeling. Like, you feel like you're helping someone out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine someone being like, leave me alone, you know?
You want to know what I would do to eliminate gym intimidation?
What would you do?
I would look at the biggest person in the gym.
Oh, gosh.
And then I would see what movement they were doing and how much weight they were doing. And then I would immediately go after them. I would pick a hevivier weight, and I would just stare them in the eyes. And I would fail miserably at the workout, and then I would run away.
That's why you're always injured. Because you're trying to do that still.
For those few seconds, that person was intimidated.
Was very confused.
They were like, why is this guy looking at me dead in the eyes and grabbing weights at a lethal amount of weight? What I would do is I would grab 45-pound plates, and I would just stack them as much as the barbell could hold them, and I would go for an overhead press.
Oh, my gosh. And then you die.
And for at least a second, everyone in the gym was like, is this guy going to do that? And then, no, I wouldn't even lift it up. What I would do is I would yell as loud as I can. I would walk up to the bar, and then I would, check my phone. And I'd turn around.
Oh, I got a call.
And then
I got to go.
I would look at the barbell again. I would yell as loud as I can, and then I would start stretching, stretching out my calves or something that's not going to apply to that workout. And then, when everyone's looking, I leave. It works every time.
Really?
Yeah. No one talks to me.
Yeah.
Because they must be intimidated.
Insane. No, I don't think they're intimidated. I think they're scared.
What I also used to do, in real life, is I would look at, when I first started CrossFit, I would look at things that Rich Froning was doing and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, that's how you do it. like stuff that I shouldn't be doing, and then I would like weights or techniques or like strategies. Like there was one workout I saw where Rich Froning would do cleans. It was like a power clean, and he'd boom on his shoulders, let it drop, catch it on the bounce.
Yeah.
Do another power clean, drop, catch on the bounce, do another power clean, and I'm like, that's how you do it. And so I went to the gym and did it, and I think I hurt my back.
When was this?
RSD.
Oh, yeah.
Like early.
That's before
early.
you should have even been doing cleans, probably.
100%. And the coach there, it wasn't Mike, it was someone else. And I don't think that she was comfortable like correcting me because I was like, this is how I'm going to do it. You know, like
she was like, just let him do his
just
thing.
let him do his thing. And
just
then
let him hurt himself.
I'm about 90% sure I left the gym that day injured. But I wasn't even first.
I intimidated some people there, you know, and that's exactly what. But seriously though, like that's the whole point is that if you feel intimidated, or if you feel like you're out of place, like that is a normal feeling. So I don't think you should be worried about that. Like it's just how it is. Like I still get, I don't want to say I get intimidated, but I get kind of like when I'm going to if I'm in a city that I'm not used to, even if I'm dropping into a CrossFit gym, like, and I love CrossFit, it's still like, I'm still like, oh, I don't know the people here. Like, kind of I wouldn't say I'm intimidated, but it gives me a little anxiety.
I don't know what it is about me. Because every time I drop into another gym, I'm like, I want to make sure I'm the fastest person. You know, like I want to make sure I win this workout. I want to make sure I like.
And it never
I'm
happens.
not that competitive though in any area of my life.
But yeah,
no, I guess I am.
You're competitive. I think that you like to say that you're not, but I think you are very competitive.
Because yeah, like if I drop into another gym, it's like I want them to know I know what I'm doing. You know, and I wonder what that's strange. I've never considered myself a competitive person until I started doing CrossFit. But maybe I'm just starting to realize, like, I actually am kind of competitive, which is why I get mad when you beat me and stuff like that. And it's like...
Or maybe it's just like you have realized, like you found something that you feel like you're pretty good at, too. I think it's probably part of it.
Well, it's something that
you've put a lot of work into.
Yeah, and it's something that depth perception doesn't have a huge impact on. As people will know or don't know, I don't have depth perception. Like, I just don't have it. And so baseball, football, anything that requires a fast-moving ball hitting me in the face, I'm just not that inclined to try.
You remember when you had a patch?
Yeah. It was very short-lived.
How was that?
It was in elementary school. I had a patch for a couple days, I think. Like, it wasn't a long time. And a whole bunch of kids made fun of me. And I, like, stopped wearing it. So...
You're like a pirate.
I don't. Yeah, and it was like it wasn't like a comfortable one. It was like really like wool like material. It wasn't wool, but it was like that kind of material. And so my eye was just really sweaty. It was like gross. I didn't like the feeling. It wasn't like a regular patch that straps on. They like taped it to my face every morning. But I remember one time an older girl like defended me when these guys were making fun of me, and I like fell in love.
Her name's Sam, and we're together.
Yeah. No, I don't remember, but I do remember wearing a patch for that. It was not exciting, but I don't really need depth perception in CrossFit. The only thing I really need depth perception for is wall balls, and I've like kind of learned the cadence of it. You know what I mean? Like it's less about actually catching it, and it's more about the cadence of it. That's really the only thing that requires depth perception in CrossFit. But they did have a game one year at the games before we did CrossFit. It was like how far can you throw a softball or something, or it was something like that. And I was just like, well, that's not fair. Like they are including sports in this, like
including real sports in this sport. That's stupid.
That's stupid. That doesn't make me happy. When I make it to the games, I hope they don't do that.
Remember when we first started CrossFit, we like thought we were gonna make it to regionals.
Remember when we signed a card?
Yeah.
It was like
2018 regionals.
Yeah. So it was like 2016 or something. And
we're so stupid.
The owner of our Smart Gear like totally helped us out, taught us how to do double unders. It was like super awesome.
Yeah.
And so we had our first competition. We placed first place in it. It was super cool. And we didn't even do.
It was a beginner's competition.
It was a beginner's competition, and it was like you can do singles or doubles.
We're like, we're gonna do singles.
Yeah.
And
he showed up and everything. Yeah. So we sent him a picture just saying thank you for everything he did. It was like a postcard, and then we signed it like 2018 regionals athletes, Sean and John.
Nope.
No.
Oh man.
No.
You know, you just get so excited, and
I mean, this year I did finally break the top 10% in the world.
That's true.
And in the U.S.
Me too. Yeah.
So that feels cool.
Yeah, it does feel cool.
But still not regionals. Regionals is like 99 percentile.
Oh yeah.
And even
top,
then,
top 90. Like you have to be in the
that you have to be the top 1%, and then you have to be like the top 1% of the 99. Yeah. Which is just insane to think about. Like, I am so much more in shape, if you will. Like, I'm better at CrossFit now than I was however long ago.
I hope so.
Yeah, but it's like I still have so much more to go just to get that next 8%.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just insane.
But that's what makes it fun. I think that I wouldn't like doing it if it came super easy.
Yeah.
You know, like if it came like really, really easy and I was able to do stuff super fast, I think I would be like this. I don't know. I don't think I would enjoy it as much.
I'm surprised I'm not as injured as I should be, because there have been multiple things that I've confidently walked into that I should not. I remember the first time I kicked up upside down on the wall. It's like I had and I decided that the easier way to do it would be on parallel bars.
Oh my god!
And so
why did you decide?
I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, oh, I want to try to do a handstand push-up. It's probably easier with these parallel bars.
That makes it like a foot deficit, basically.
Yeah. And so I like literally like I'm scared to kick up. I like get on my hands and knees and then like try like kicking up on the wall. And then finally when I get it, I'm like trying to like handstand push-up out of this like parallel bar. And then it was like that became my like goal. It was like, I'm going to get this. And it took me a very long time. It wasn't like in that season of life. Like later when I became more experienced, did I finally.
See, I'm like the opposite. I like wait so long before I try stuff.
Like, here's the difference between me and you. We had to hype you up for a box jump.
Yep.
Right? Like hype you up.
Yeah.
What did I start doing? I jumped the box, and then I flipped it over and I jumped it, and then I started adding boxes on top of the boxes, trying to see how high I can jump as a box jump. Like, I'm like, I have no experience. I have no form, no nothing. But I'm like, I just want to see how high I can jump.
Jean is the person you should not listen to when you start CrossFit.
Well, you should
just go in there and lift
now
as much as you can.
I'm better. Like, I understand. Like, today, like, we had pull-ups in the workout, and there were some people where I was like, man, I wish that they had strict more. Or I wish instead of kipping, they did banded. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm kind of more in the,
He's talking about me, by the
way. Yeah. I was like, I really wish I never did banded, please.
He really needs to work out. Well, talking about that, I was actually really happy. So, not that you guys care, but for me, I have put off learning fake butterfly pull-up, CrossFit pull-ups, you know, what everyone says looks like dolphin, fin, whatever, dolphin moves or whatever they call them.
Can we compare ourselves one more time?
Yeah, let's do it.
I was doing Butterfly Fitness 101.
Yeah. And you
which is a regular gym.
Yeah.
I was learning Butterfly Fitness. So a regular gym where everyone's like, kipping,
nobody does,
kipping is fake, let alone butterfly. I'm over there like, hey, today, let me just try this.
Yeah.
So
for me, I've gotten really proficient at regular kipping pull-ups. Like, I feel I'm very good at them. I can string chest to bar regular for a while, right? And so I've like worked on butterfly, but then I never do them. So I was like, today I'm going to do them in the workout, right? And I was really happy. They felt really good. I got a set of 13. A couple of them might have been no reps as far as like where my chin was, but the majority of them were. So that was nice. And like but yeah, that's like, again, that's the difference. Like for me, it's like I want to be super good at one thing before I move on to something else. That's like a big reason why, like, especially like ring muscle ups, like I didn't even try them forever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, no, I'm not even close to like feeling like I can do those. When I was capable of doing them for a long time before I ever did them.
Yeah.
But I just was, I would say it's not even like I'm smart. It's like I'm a weenie.
Yeah.
I just get scared. Like when I skateboarded, you know, granted I was very heavy, but like I never did anything off of stairs. I never did any cool tricks because I was like, what if I fall? I'll hurt myself. And so like that is.
I am literally the exact opposite of you.
Yeah, I know. I've always been like, John, stop this.
Like,
I remember how nervous I used to get when we would work out. Like
I
in
remember,
the beginning.
Yeah, like the first time.
Man.
Like I literally was like, first time I started skating, I'm like, half pipe, drop in, okay, boom, and I've never learned how. But it's like I just think like, what is the coolest thing? Like, what looks the coolest? I'm gonna learn that.
Mm-hmm.
Which now I'm like working backwards at like strength and doing it properly and stuff like that. But it took a while because I just wanted to look the coolest because I wanted to post it on Instagram.
Yep,
that's kidding.
No,
it's not because Instagram didn't exist when I was trying to skateboard and stuff like that.
Okay, but like, skateboard, but CrossFit it did.
Yeah, it took me. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you're trying to impress Sam, is what you're trying to do.
So I was thinking back because today like I said, after today's workout, I like legit had Fran lung and thought I was gonna die.
So
Thought I was gonna have
your life started flashing
like
before your
straight
eyes.
up, yeah. And but I was looking back. I was like, because that workout made me curious. Like, oh, I'm a lot faster at Fran now because this had so many more reps.
Oh yeah,
like 60 as opposed to 45, and I still beat what my Fran time is, right? But I haven't done it in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And so I was thinking about all the times I've done Fran, and I remember the second time I did Fran was at this gym. I have a YouTube video about it, and those butterfly pull-ups are so ugly.
Yeah.
I had no business doing butterfly pull-ups, except for the fact that that's what the elite ones do, and so that's why I wanted to do it. And I was just thinking back, like, how many other things am I doing right now that I have no business doing, but because it's the elite thing to do, I do it.
That's the thing that's so cool. That's one of the reasons I think I like filming stuff so much is because I can look back. Like, I also have my first time ever doing Fran was at the other gym.
Yeah.
You know, CrossFit RSD. And I remember it took us both like almost 10 minutes. And I remember we watched a video from Wad Prep where he said if it takes you longer than 10 minutes, you need to scale. So our goal was like, all right, we need to get sub 10 minutes because then we're we're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
Here. And oh my gosh, the mobility in my front rack was so bad. I was like holding the bar like just like in my hands, doing thrusters, which was killing my wrists, and then the pull-ups. It was just bad. I ended up bleeding, obviously ripping and stuff. So it's just. And it's amazing there's not more negative comments on that video. Like, it really is. But it's just it's hard because you get –
You put it on Obese to Beast?
Yeah. That was before I really had a second channel. Or I was using it at least. But that's one of the things that with CrossFit it's so difficult is because – not difficult, but, like, it's understandable. And, like, we see it all the time, people getting super excited at the start. And it's hard to be like, no, chill out. Like, calm down. You don't need to be as excited right now because it's like – no, like, let the person be excited. So it's hard. Like, I don't want to be that person that's a John No Fun that's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, you can't ever do a kipping pull-up ever once before you do strict. Like,
and that's hard because it's like, how much more exciting is it to get a kipping pull-up versus a banded strict pull-up?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's
like a banded pull-up doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a kipping pull-up shouldn't either.
Yeah.
But it's just the idea that you propelled your body over the bar is exciting.
By yourself, too.
Yeah.
It's just hard. Like, it's one of those things, like, it's like with anything, like, it's like do as I say, not as I do. Like, we all know what's right.
Yeah.
And, like, we all, like, even if you're newer to CrossFit, you know what you probably should be doing, like, before you're trying to get a muscle up or whatever it might be, right? But it's like, but it's so fun. Like, you just want to do it. And so that's where it's like, I think it's okay to want to try and learn skills and, like, get them. But when you're doing it in a workout, I think what's smart to do is maybe pull it back. Because, again, when you're doing a workout, what are you doing the workout for, right? It's just to get more fit. It's just to have fun. It's just to it might not be to have fun, but it's just to, like, challenge your body. Yeah. And if you're sitting there trying to get pull-ups forever and you're ripping your hands up, why are you doing that? Like, work on that stuff afterwards. Take 10 minutes and work on those movements, whatever it might be.
I've been and like with like Sam, like she's really good, but there's some things she can work on, like we both know. And so sometimes it'll be a workout and it's like you're going to get stuck on that first round, like, and then you're going to have, it's like a 12-minute time cap and you're going to spend that whole time on that first round. Like, just scale it, like get the workout in. And it's like, it's always hard. Like, she doesn't mind really scaling, but it affects her because she's like, man, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand, like, but the trade-off of like getting the RX mark or like getting a good workout, like get the good workout in, do that, get that stimulus, and then let's work on some stuff.
That's
afterwards.
The thing, like, that's what I like about CrossFit is that it can be competitive. At the same time, it can be kind of detrimental to people because if you're someone that's not super competitive, then it won't matter, right? It's like, whatever, I don't care. But if you are somebody that's competitive, it can be like, I feel like you just get upset. Like, you don't even get excited. You're just like mad if you like, say if you're a very competitive person, but you're just starting CrossFit, you're going to be getting crushed by people that are 30 years older than you, right? For some people, if you're very competitive, that's hard.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's why it was interesting because so my girlfriend was the one that brought me to the cycling thing, and I was like, all right, how do I know who I beat? I was like, how do I, like, nobody's scores are, like, how do I know? And then she's like, you don't. And I'm like,
Was there a way to find out?
No.
Oh.
There was no way.
Well, you told me you won. I thought you did.
No, I was just making that up. I was like, no, I just said I beat everybody.
And so then I was like, all right, cool. Now I have to win when I go.
No, there's like, at least at this place, I think it was called Rush Cycle. It's just like,
yeah,
that's it. And it was kind of nice. Like, if you're somebody that's not competitive at all, or you are competitive, that can be kind of frustrating, going there. And, like, for me, I was like, what the heck? But it was nice because it was, like, super dark in there. And for me, I'm competitive, but at the same time, I was very uncomfortable because they're, like, moving around and, like, it's, like, to the beat. And I was like, what is happening? There's, like, numbers. There's, like, basically beats per minute is one number. And then there's, like, how fast you're moving is another number. And I was, like, trying to figure out. But it was, like, super dark in there. And there's, like, black lights. And it was, like, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was, like, thinking, like, how do I RX plus this workout?
Yeah.
Do I do 2 bikes at the same time? Like, what's the... but, yeah, that was interesting. So it was, like, I can see... That's the thing, like, for a while... It's so easy to become like for us, right? We love CrossFit, so it's easy to become elitist about anything. Like, this is the best, this is the only thing. But like,
it is.
If no,
but
it's
I
not.
understand where you're coming from. But it is.
Whatever, John. If you're somebody that's you just don't like barbells or whatever it might be, like, and cycling is like your thing, then that's great. Like, but at the same time, I'm like, man, for me, how I am and how I've, with CrossFit and stuff like that, I like to be able to compare myself to other people, and not just that, but like compare myself to myself before, and so that's why I like CrossFit. But I can see, like, the difference between, like, why you'd like doing, like, the cycling. But at the same time, I was kind of annoyed that I couldn't find out who I beat or didn't beat.
I went to hot yoga once with Sam, and I was, like, competing with everyone. I was like, come on, stretch more, stretch more. Everyone's like, you don't need to do that. And I, like, took off my shirt. And I'm like, stretch more, stretch
well, the thing
more.
that's funny is that we are the least flexible people ever.
Yeah, 100%. I actually did take off my shirt, and I was like,
am I allowed to do this?
I was just like, everyone's Myron. let
Literally nobody cared.
No, not one person cared.
But, like, it was
but
funny.
the guy next to me took off his shirt, and so I was like, oh,
okay. All right, I'm allowed to do that. It was funny, though. If you're a single dude, you should do cycling. 100%. There was, like one other guy in the whole
cycling
class.
Or yoga or anything where it's like group-based boutique fitness.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
Why is that?
Because guys have egos.
That has to be it.
Yeah.
But if you're a single dude, 100% you should be going to one of those.
Or if you're a single lady that likes ladies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Really?
if you're 100%. Like,
it's it's 2019.
If you're trying to find a girl,
mate, do boutique fitness.
Yes. 100%, because like I was like, what is going on here?
It's pretty cool. Like, even like super like fancy CrossFit gyms, there'll be a lot more girls.
Really?
Yeah. Like Chalk has like, when we go in like Huntington Beach or Costa Mesa, there's a lot of like girls who work out there.
Interesting.
Yeah. But I also met someone who in Huntington Beach who did CrossFit, and I was like, oh, like we drop into Chalk all the time, and they're like, nope, too intimidating. Like,
really?
They do CrossFit and they won't go to Chalk.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I guess there's gyms like that here, like Invictus. I've never dropped in. I literally am intimidated going there.
I'm not intimidated. I'm so like, I'm ridiculous. We've already discussed this, but it's like, because Invictus is the big gym that everyone wants to go to, I don't care about dropping into it.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way too.
Yeah,
like, I'm intimidated, but at the same time, I'm like, nah, man, we're better.
Yeah, it's literally like, no.
For me, it's like
everyone expects me to go there, so now I don't want to.
Like, that's why I mean, obviously, I'm going to be biased towards the dark side, but that's the reason I like our gym so much, is like, there are people that are very competitive and very good, but I don't think it's intimidating for anybody. But it's hard to say because we're so ingrained in this gym.
But also, I think the culture of our gym is the better someone gets, the more they start getting ripped on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
It's like,
if
no one gets to be prideful about how good they are.
Yep.
Because you'll immediately start getting ripped on.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean?
The better you get, the more people like mess with you.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. If you're somebody that's like struggling, people are like, come on, you can do it.
Uh-huh.
But once you start getting good, like, you suck.
Yeah.
Do more.
Yeah. Like, oh, you should have done the RX Plus, or you should have done a different weight. Or
I do that with Jean all the time.
I know. I haven't. I used to RX. Like,
you used to dude.
I would be like,
pay so much, and it would bother me because you're RXing workouts where, like, it's great that you're RXing it, but like, it's like a weight that you easily could do RX Plus, and you're like, no, I'm just gonna do RX.
Down. Yeah. Like, not slow me
so
down,
much.
like, in the sense, like, because I want, like, a really fast time. But slow me down because it's like, well, that makes me breathe heavy, and then I have to, like, take longer breaks in between it.
It's like I have to work harder.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Well, I'm getting better,
Yeah.
all right? that's
good, man.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
I haven't, if there's an option, like, unless it's like something where it's like, no, I want to work on this on purpose. Like, I haven't
it's
gone
funny
for the lighter weight.
It's funny because for you, like you said, you like do stupid stuff, but for some reason in workouts, like you always choose the lighter road before. You know, because like you're trying to do parallel handstand push-ups right away.
I know.
But then for the workouts, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be conservative here.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think it's I think that's the difference. I at least am the idea where it's like the workout is not the place to experiment.
Mm-hmm.
You experiment and you do stupid things before the workout, after the workout, whatever. Like, the workout is not where you go, like, I'll try this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, like, do what you know and be safe doing it. When the intensity is high, be safe. When the intensity is low, experiment. I think that's safe.
So by be safe, you just always do lighter weight
I'm,
during the workout.
I'm getting better.
Proud of you, bro.
Better. Today, when I was warming up the push press, I hit my chin. And I was like, well.
I shouldn't have. Why did I do this?
Yeah. Well, I did this to myself.
Well, there was no RX Plus today, though.
Exactly. I was talking when I was warming up,
Yeah. Awesome, bro.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We purposely, like, kind of kept it fun.
Yeah.
You know, like, we were like, let's make this one a little more upbeat and less, like, intense. But
the thing about this podcast is we're not gonna sit here and say like we're experts or professionals. Like we're just
at
dudes.
anything.
Yeah, we're just two dudes that like to talk about fitness and weight loss and anything.
From
like
what
that.
we heard, you guys are listening to us on your drives or when you're working out or doing your cardio. So, if you're listening to us during cardio, you know, just step it up one more.
Yeah,
just do it.
Yeah.
One more step up.
Stop being
faster speed,
scaredy cat.
Yeah. If you're listening to us when you're driving, just go 5 more miles.
That
more
person that cut
faster.
you off, catch them.
And if you're listening to us, what was the other one? When you're working out, I have a piece of advice for you. Look for the biggest guy in the gym.
If you're doing the dishes, break them.
Yeah. Find the biggest guy in the gym. Look at what weight he's doing. Grab 5 pounds more. Look at him in the eyes. Yell and walk out.
Ah!